Hello, welcome to 30 minutes of yoga, and we're going to do 15 minutes of standing stretches and 15 minutes of lying down or seated stretches. So if you've got, for the lying down stretch or seated stretch, if you've got a belt or a tie or a scarf, and then also if you've got blocks, that can be helpful. So we're just going to start with the feet wide apart for a wide-legged forward fold. So just edge your feet away as far as you can and try and draw your kneecaps up first of all. So let the kneecaps relax, or the muscles around the kneecaps, and then see if you can draw them up. And if you notice when you do that, when you draw the kneecaps up, you might switch on the glute muscles in your bottom. That's just to strengthen well, it's the biggest muscle in the body, the glutes, so we want to keep those strong, activated if we can. Okay, so drawing the kneecaps up and hands on the hips to start, chest forward, just pushing the feet into the floor first of all, keeping the thigh muscles engaged. Breathe in, breathe out, come forward slowly, leading with the chest, and just leaving the hands on the hips for now. So first of all, see if you can lift your toes up and then plant the toes back down. Again, switch those muscles on that activate the thighs. Okay, and then notice the stretch. Try not to lean back too much, maybe coming forward a little bit. And then bring the hands down to the floor, or have a couple of blocks or books or a cushion there, and just rest there. So again, lift the toes. Plant the toes back down, and then draw the kneecaps up and draw the tummy in. Then bringing your left hand just in front of your face, stretch the right fingertips up towards the ceiling, and looking to the right or looking up at the right fingertips. Still with drawing those kneecaps up, still tummy switched on. And then right hand comes down, and then left fingertips stretch up. Drawing the chest to the left if you can, either looking up at the fingertips or looking just to the left. Not leaning back too much, pressing all four corners of the feet into the floor. And that might intensify the stretch in our inner thighs. Try not to have your toes out. If anything, the toes are facing forward. And then left hand comes down. And then bending the right knee, we're going to turn to the right, coming into a high lunge. So that left leg is as straight as possible, and our hands are either side of our right leg. And our right leg is bent. We're drawing the kneecap up now on the left leg. So this can be called runner's lunge. So a great stretch for our hip flexors, our hips, our glutes. And then one by one we're going to see if we can bring our hands onto our right thigh. So try to keep the hips level. Left hand onto the right thigh, right hand onto the right thigh. Or keep the hands either side of your right foot. So holding, and then maybe take the hands out to the side, or bring the chest onto the thighs into what we call aeroplane. So hands out to the side, chest on the right thigh. Then if you can, take the hands behind. So this could be lifting the hands up with the arms straight, face down towards the right toes. We'll call this Concord. And then right hands, both hands either side of the right foot, back into that wide-legged forward fold. And this time we're seeing if we can bring our hands to our shins or our ankles, or even holding the two first fingers on around the big toe of each foot. And take the elbows out to the side. Maybe drawing our kneecaps up, drawing the tummy in.
Now we're walking the hands over to the left and we're turning to the runner's lunge on the left side. So our right leg is strong and straight, drawing the right kneecap up. Hands first of all either side of the left foot, and the left leg is at right angle if possible. So we can stay in the lower runner's lunge, or we can keep our hips where they are, lift the left hand onto the left thigh, right hand onto the left thigh, maybe a bit of a wobble, chest forward. And we can take our hands out to the side. Stay with the hands on the thighs if you want to, or bring the chest towards the thighs to aeroplane. And then interlock the fingers if you want to progress. Straighten the arms and lift the hands above the head. And bring the hands back down either side of your left foot. Walk the hands back to the centre, and one more version of the wide-legged forward fold. So make sure the toes are facing forward, and this time we take the hands above the head, interlock the fingers, see if we can straighten the arms and draw our arms over our head. So great for our shoulders here, great for our chest forward, loosening off the shoulders, loosening off the legs, the back of the thighs especially, maybe the inner thighs. And then bring our hands down just in front of the face, heel toe the feet together slightly. And come so now the feet are about hip width apart, and bend the knees. And then slowly draw the fingertips up the body, keep the chin on the chest, and bring the head up last. Okay, so now we're going to do a balance yoga pose called tree. We've probably done it many times. So start by pressing your right foot into the floor and lift the right toes off the mat and slowly put them back down. Then the left ankle comes into the right ankle, or the right shin, or the upper right thigh. Just challenge our balance here. So wherever your foot is, try and press your heel, especially it's in your upper thigh, try to press your heel into the upper thigh. And then it's up to you, you try to keep your left knee back, and then the arm positions can be palms together at the chest, or hands out to the side, or palms together above the head. Try to press into your standing foot so you feel yourself growing taller, and maybe hold another 30 seconds or so. If you want to work on your posture, we could release the hands and take them behind the back, drawing the chest forward, interlocking the fingers, arms straight. Hold 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the hands, release the foot, and shake out. So that right leg has been strengthened. It might feel a bit heavy, might feel a bit achy. Okay, so now pressing the left foot into the floor, then right heel into the left ankle, the left shin, or the left upper thigh. And then palms again together, drawing our chest forward, our shoulders back. And then choose to maybe move the arms or keep the hands where they are. And
Another 30 seconds. Various options with the hands. Chest forward, shoulders drawing together if you choose the arms behind version. 10 more seconds. And release the hands and release the legs. Shake out the legs, maybe bringing the knees up and down, marching on the spot, just to loosen out. Okay, so we're going to do one more stretch and we're going to do the pyramid. So the pyramid, I like to have a wall or something to hold on to, because it's more important to not fall forward with a rounded back. It's more important to keep the back nice and flat. So we start by taking our right foot back, so not too far back, and the feet can be either hip width apart or slightly closer. And then all we do is draw the kneecaps up and then walk down the wall, keeping the back as flat as possible. So to help keep the back flat, you think about pushing your bottom back and drawing the kneecaps up and chest forward. And the stretch here could be, if you press your right heel into the floor, it might be that right calf. Press your left heel into the floor, might be your left hamstring, left calf. So go as far as you can. So I'm going just slightly lower than the shoulders with my hands. And then walk the hands back up the wall, step the right foot forward. And then we change sides, so left foot back. So again, it's up to you where you place your feet. As long as you've got your left heel pressing into the floor, you'll get the stretch in your left calf. Draw both kneecaps up. It's okay to have a slight bend in the front knee. We want the the back leg as straight as possible. Then sticking the bottom out, chest forward. Walk the hands slowly down. Okay, and walking hands back up and stepping the left foot forward and shake out. So now we're going to do a stretch, a standing stretch for the outside of the body and the ITB, which is that band that runs up outside the knee up to the side of the hip. So we sometimes forget to do this one. We could do this standing and lying down. So right foot over the left. Grow tall first, maybe try by bringing the hands to the hips, chest forward, shoulders back, breathe in, and then tilt forward. Try to keep all parts of the feet, especially toes, pressing into the floor, and then we come forward. Keep a soft bend in the knees here if you have any back issues, then slowly draw the fingertips down the legs. Try again to push your bottom back. Chest forward, and here you can take the hands over to the right hand side. You need to keep those toes pressing into the floor to help our balance. Keep the knees slightly bent, hands back to the centre and hands slowly over to the left. And then back to the centre, maybe draw the fingertips forward a bit so you can come more onto the toes, and then walk the hands back, and then slowly keeping the chin towards the chest, fingertips draw up the body,
lift up slowly and bring the head up last. Then uncross, and we cross the other way, so left foot crosses over the right. Start with our hands on our hips, chest forward, shoulders back, and tilting forward, pressing the feet, well, the toes into the floor, and feel the bottom pushing back as you come forward, knees slightly bent, tummy in, and we can draw the hands down the legs. And then taking you can stay here with the hands holding on to the shins or the ankles. If you want to, you can kind of rotate a little bit to the left. And then centre and right. And centre again. Hands come forward, walking forward with the fingers, a little bit forward and a little bit back, and chin towards the chest as we lift up slowly, pressing into the feet and shake out. So now we'll come to lying down. So it's the same stretch, but it's on the floor, so a bit more relaxing and not as much of a stretch for our hamstrings here. So we're going to do called banana asana. So all yoga poses, pose means asana. So all, if you're using the proper yoga term, it's asana. So this is banana asana. Okay, so we're shuffling our shoulders with our head over to the right, and then the feet over to the right. Feel a stretch up the left hand side of the body. We want to either cross the left leg over the right or the right leg over the left, it's up to you. You want to keep your left hip down, and you want to stretch your arms above your head and take hold of the right wrist with the left hand. So a nice relaxing stretch, does lots of good even though it might not feel too stretchy. So you can imagine you're lying on the beach, somewhere sunny and hot. So in each of these you could stay longer, but because we've only got 30 minutes, I'll slowly come out. So shuffle back to the centre with the legs and the arms, and then just to release the back, bend the knees up and bring the knees into the chest. And bring the feet down, straighten out the legs, and now we do the same over to the left. So shuffle the head, the shoulders, the upper body to the left, feet and legs to the left, and then again cross the ankles over, whichever way feels good. Want to keep our right hip down. Stretch the arms above the head. This time take the hold of the left wrist with the right hand, making a banana shape with our body. Come out slowly, slowly shuffling our body into the centre of the mat, legs and shoulders, and then again bend the knees up, bring the knees in towards the chest. Okay, so we're going to lift up for a seated twist. So you might want to sit on a block. We want to always twist with a long spine, so sitting on a block will help us to keep our spine long instead of rounded. So we want to sit up as tall as we can with a nice flat back and the body in kind of an L shape. So starting by pushing your heels away, toes towards your face, drawing the kneecaps up. So the thighs, if you look down towards your thighs, you can see them switched on. And then the left foot comes over the right knee. All we're doing to start, might be enough of a stretch, is to push your right heel away, draw your right kneecap up, and hook your left knee in towards your right shoulder. So you could sit like that and you will feel, hopefully, a stretch in your left hip, your left glute. Keeping the spine nice and long. Then if you want to, we can add the twist. So for the twist, we're hugging the left knee in with the right elbow. We're taking the left hand behind and we're drawing the chest and the tummy to the left hand side. Pressing into the left hand in the floor, quite close to the lower back. Then if you want to go further, this might be enough. If you want to try and go further, you stretch up the right hand and you bring your right shoulder outside your your left thigh. And the palm is facing to the left, the fingertips are up towards the ceiling. And with each exhale, keeping the spine nice and tall, we're gently seeing if we can twist a tiny bit more. Gently come out and hug the knee into the chest again, sitting up tall, and then stretching out the left leg. So pushing your left heel away, drawing your left kneecap up, bringing ourselves back into that L sit or L shape, Dandasana or staff pose. So drawing your right foot over your left knee, maybe drawing the right foot a little bit so it's about halfway up the left thigh. And then we're hugging now the right knee in towards the left shoulder. Sitting up tall, feeling the stretch now in the right hip, the right glute. Maybe changing, if you want to take the right hand quite close to the lower back behind us, and then stretching up the left hand, bringing that left shoulder, if we can, outside the right thigh. Again, keeping the spine long, the chest forward, palms facing forward, fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then again, with each out breath, we see if we can gently rotate a little bit more, facing towards the right or looking over your right shoulder. Try not to lean back. Okay, and slowly back to the centre, hugging the knee again, drawing ourselves to sit up as tall as we can with that lovely tall posture. And stretching out the right leg. So next we're going to do, it's either called a child squat or Indian squat or Asian squat, whichever. Basically it's trying to squat down as low as we can. What you see people doing in India or Thailand or Asia when they're sat outside the shop, so they sit probably like this all day. So what you want to do, for me, I need to rest my heels on a block, and then I'm trying to use my elbows to push my knees out to the side, toes are out to the side slightly. So it's great for the back, palms together at the chest. Try not to be rounded in the back, so draw your chest forward. So I said to my friend yesterday, I'm going to try and challenge myself to do this for longer each day, just to see if it makes me feel stronger, looser in the hips. So maybe give yourself a challenge to do this as well. So it's strengthening our ankles, loosening our ankles, stretching, great stretch for the calves, the hamstrings, thighs, glutes, hips, back. So it obviously has lots of benefits. So again, you can hold for longer. I won't hold for too long. Maybe another 30 seconds. Okay, and slowly coming out. So because the knees have been bent now for a minute or so, I'm just going to stretch out the back of the legs, and I'm going to have my sacrum on a block, and I need my belt. So resting the sacrum on the block, so that's just the base of your spine, and then lying back. Just make sure you can rest, feel your lower back resting into the block, then lifting up both legs, taking the belt around the sole of the feet, and we're just pushing the heels away, toes towards the face, and now we're making an L shape on our backs with our legs, our body. So you don't need to have the block. If it doesn't feel comfortable, you can just remove the block. It's just quite nice. Legs are in the air, creating fresh oxygen, fresh nutrients all around the body. Great for our immune system, great for our rest and digest system, the parasympathetic nervous system. And you can also do this with your legs up the wall. If you have a space somewhere, maybe have a lovely 5 or 10 minutes with the legs up the wall, listening to your favourite music, really relaxing, really good for us. This is called the Great Rejuvenator. So again, you could stay longer, really do advise staying for at least 5 minutes. And remember, if you can, to keep your chin towards your chest, so your head's not thrown back, because that's compressing the back of your neck, which we don't want. So if the chin doesn't come easily towards the chest, you can rest a block underneath your head, or a cushion, or a rolled up towel. It's quite nice. So I'm going to come out slowly. If you do this kind of just before bed, you can stretch out the legs, feel all the tingly sensations, all this new energy, all this new nutrients that are floating around the legs, and just lie and notice your breathing. Great to help us relax, just focusing on the deep abdominal breaths or the full diaphragmatic breathing. Obviously stay a bit longer, if you like, or come out slowly. We can stretch the arms above the head. Bring the arms down, bring the knees into the chest, hugging the knees in, and then lifting up slowly in your own time, going about the rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon. Goodbye for now.